The air is electric as we stand at the culmination of a season's hard work. Today, a field of 18 exceptional athletes will compete, but only one can be crowned the men's world champion. Hello and welcome to the UIPM Modern Pentathlon World Championship final here in Kaunas, Lithuania. Whilst we're mainly inside the magnificent Žalgiris Arena, let's not forget the final challenge that awaits our competitors outside in this balmy Kaunas air. The athletes' focus will be as still and precise as a heron hunting on the water's edge in their bid for medals in the laser run. The final is a true test of modern pentathlon's thrilling new era. The athletes will begin on the 14-meter fencing piste, 5 rounds of direct elimination, first to 5 hits, or the most touches in a minute. They then move on to the inclusion of the all-new obstacle course, 8 obstacles, and it's a race against the clock, fastest times scoring the most points. As they transition to the pool for the 200-meter swim in a 50-meter pool in this very venue. 3 disciplines down, and the athletes then go for the double header. They move on to the laser run. They will complete 5 laps of the 600-meter course. In between each lap, they will visit the range. A 10-meter range using laser pistols. The athletes will need to complete 5 hits on target before moving on to the next lap. On the 5th and final lap, the athletes will, for the last time, make their way outside of this magnificent arena before weaving their way back inside and complete the very tight turn into the start-finish straight. The person crossing the line first will be the 2025 world champion. Well, the crowd here has been entertained for the last 30 minutes or so by one of the local dance troupes. The country of Lithuania, famed for its dancers, but today the focus is on the Modern Pentathlon World Championship final in this brand new era. If the tension wasn't high enough, we've just been informed that there will be a slight delay to the start for reasons unknown, which gives me a marvellous opportunity to introduce your commentary team. I'm Karim Bashir, and joining me, Youth Olympic Games finalist and African Championship medalist, Alida van der Merwe. Well, the new era of modern pentathlon is well and truly here. The first global tournament featuring this new, not only the new obstacle discipline, but also this new format. How have you taken to it?
Oh, Karim, I mean, you can just see all the fans that are showing up to the stage here. Everyone is loving it. And yeah, it is just a great transition that we have made to the sport. Yeah, we can just see the whole crowd is getting electric. Everyone is filling up, taking their seats. You can see the Lithuanian fans, they have a whistle around their neck to support their men's in the final. We have Titus Peronis from the Lithuanian team that they will be backing down all the way.
Well, that's the voice of Alida van der Merwe, listening to the expert who will take us through today's World Championship final. Titus Peronis is #1 at the Lithuanian after the fencing ranking round, which took place a couple of days ago, and that's how they line up for the first of the disciplines. In reverse ranking order, 18 athletes will compete in the men's competition. There'll be a little pause in proceedings before the women come out a little bit later on today. Well, this DJ has been working super hard here in the venue over the past few days. The athletes have been through qualification and then 2 sets of semi-finals, with only the top 9 from those semi-finals making it through to this World Championship conclusion, season-ending conclusion. We're in an arena that's usually dedicated to basketball. Basketball, one of the biggest sports in Lithuania, and the local team of Kaunas, one of the very best in the country, compete in this stadium. And as you can see from the big screen above the arena, this is a top-notch basketball arena. Pretty packed out today for the pentathlon. And as we look around, there are plenty of young people here who are inspired by the new obstacle course discipline, but I also spot Laura Azadaiskauti, the famous Lithuanian athlete who got a gold medal at the Olympic Games in London 2012. She's being interviewed at the moment on Lithuanian television. So the home crowd have someone to cheer on in Pentathlon. Currently enjoying the dulcet tones of DJ Mamma Mania. So they'll have Titas Peronas to cheer on. 2025 under-24 European bronze medalist. He'll need a good fence, starting as #1 seed. That's not a bad spot. He'll need a good fence, a good obstacle course, and a good swim to be in the hunt for medals. There are some big names in the lineup. The men, Balázs Sepp from Hungary, Mohamed Shaban from Egypt, both Olympians. The man that I think everyone will be looking out for is Mutas Mohammed. The Egyptian ranked a little lowly for the fence, but how things can change through the fence and the obstacles. And the obstacles are, there's a little bit of jeopardy in there, isn't there, Alida? If they make a mistake, they can recover it from it. But if you keep making a mistake, you can get eliminated.
Yeah, no, the obstacles can be so punishing with that penalty that you could get. So in the semi-finals, we did see a lot of athletes just trying to get safely through to get their spot into the final. But perhaps we might even see some of the athletes taking on risks today if they're looking to, you know, get a high reward with that. And yeah, I mean, it's the third day for these athletes competing. They've finished a qualification rounds on Wednesday, and then they took on to the semi-finals, and now the third day with the finals, so they will be tired, but you know, they built for this sport, they built for the endurance for these 3-day competition events.
And a slight change around as well. The men are competing first. They had their semi-finals on Thursday, so they have had a day's rest here in Lithuania. Those are the Polish supporters looking out for Daniel Larinovic. Well, here, in fact, is the lineup of the athletes. We've got 18, so 6 out in the first grouping. These are the highest seeds. Balázs Sepp and Mohamed Shaban and James Hume are the 3 to look out for in the top. Sepp, the world silver medalist from last year and an Olympian himself, World Cup final champion Shaban in 2023. This is the middle of the pack, where we'll keep our eyes on Yuri Kowalczyk from Ukraine, the 2025 European champion, just crowned European champion in Madrid a few weeks back, and Matej Lukasz, the World Cup final silver medalist a little bit earlier on this year from Czechia. Hugo Florot from France got a bronze at the World Cup final, so he could be in the mix as well. And then the final 6, Mutas Mohammed from Egypt, picked up his 2nd consecutive junior world title very recently. Watch him on the obstacles. Roberto Micheli and Andras Gal, they are Mr. Consistency and the 2024 European champion. Now at the bottom of the order, they will be looking to make big moves early on in the fence and the obstacles. Time now to present the athletes. What a way to start. Lithuania's very own Titas Peronas, the 2023 Under-24 European bronze medalist, gets a massive roar from the home crowd. Next out, Hungary's Balas Sepp, silver medalist from the World Championships last year, and a proud Olympian. Now Egypt's Mohamed Shaban, the 2023 World Cup final champion, has been looking to re-find that form from a couple of years ago. King golfer, Great Britain's James Hume, the 2025 Junior European bronze medalist. Now the bronze medalist from the Junior World Championships last year, Ukraine's Roman Popov. It was Junior World bronze in 2023 for France's Leo Boris. Mathis Rochard from France likes Lithuania, who became the Junior World Champion here in 2023. Just missed out on the medals in last year's Junior World Championships. Germany's Tim Ley, something to watch in the semi-finals. Oh, he's on hot form at the moment. Yuri Kovalchuk from Ukraine just took the European title in Madrid, Spain a few weeks ago. Brilliant. Mate Lukas from Czechia got a silver medal at the World Cup final, again, just a few weeks ago. He's impressed here, the Spaniard Pal Salama. 13th at the 2024 European Championship shows he can contend. Another man in great form, Hugo Fleureau from France, was a bronze medalist at the World Cup final this year. Silver medalist at the Junior European Championships and Junior Worlds, the Neo sits the second of the Ukrainians in the lineup. Tipped as the favourite, but didn't have a great fence. Picked up his second consecutive Junior World title very recently. Lucas Mohammed is one to watch from Egypt on the obstacles. Under-19 European bronze medalist in 2023, Matteo Bevenzi, also likes the obstacles. The man from Italy has some big support here as well. So does the Pole, Daniel Marinovic. Bit of an unknown quantity, but he's made it here for a season-defining result. The second Italian hiding behind the entrance. Roberto Micheli from Italy has been Mr. Consistency this season, making every World Cup final. Completing the lineup, the 2024 European champion from Hungary is Andras Gall. 18 elite athletes here to contend the World Championship title for men at these 2025 World Pentathlon Championships. The athletes are ready, the crowd are ready, a leader and I are ready, and we are going to begin with the fencing knockout round. We have two pieces here. I'll take you through the action on the feature piece. Picture-in-picture will be piece B, which a leader will talk us through. If you're new to pentathlon fencing, this is a 1-minute bout. The winner is the first to get to 5 hits, or the leading athlete after a minute. If the fencers are equal at time, the fencer on the right, who is the highest seed, will progress to the next stage. It's the first to hit the body, and the whole body is the target. You hit with the tip of the sword, and if both fencers hit each other within 40 milliseconds, they'll both score a touch. That's called a double. We start with an incomplete round of 32. 2 fights to come out. We have Mrvinovic of Poland here against Micheli of Italy on the left. And we've got another match on Piste B, Alida.
Yeah, so action on the top right-hand corner of your screen. We have Gal, Hungarian, and Buvenci on the right-hand side. Buvenci with that star next to his name, giving him the priority.
Full of nerves here on the feature piece. Micheli and Mrvinovic unable to hit each other, even though they end up going past each other.
Well, interesting to take note, Gal was the winner of the direct elimination round in his semi-final, so he is quite familiar and he knows how to come back from the back of the pack. Score is 1-1 on Piste B.
Well, Mrvinovic gets off the mark, the pole now 1 ahead. These are the 4 lowest ranked fencers after the ranking round. The ranking round, they all fence each other once. You count up the number of victories and number of defeats as Mrvinovic opens up a 2-hit lead. With 15 seconds left on the clock, Micheli must score 3 in order to go through.
Well, the Italian is giving the Hungarian a run for his money. He has a 2-1 lead. Gal needs to respond here. Only 21 seconds left on the clock.
Both guys showing some sportsmanship there after running into each other. And now what Daniel Renowitz is doing is straightening out his epee after his bent in that final collision.
Mrvinovic now just seconds away from making it through to the round of 16 on the feature pitch. He will have the challenge of the top seed in the next round.
Beautiful timing from Gal, disengage onto a land. Will he do it again? But it's no. Second intention from Buvenci. The Italian responding, evening out the score 3-3.
Well, Mrvinovic does make it over the line with 5 hits in the end. And the pole is through, and you can hear how happy the crowd are. And they are cheering on for Mrvinovic. But they'll also be waiting the first sighting on the piste of Titas Peronas on the right-hand side, getting ready for Mrvinovic.
Less than 3 seconds on Piste B. Gal goes for that flesh attack. But the point seems to be overruled. And Gal goes for that flesh attack, but it's the Italian. Buvenci knocks out the Hungarian.
So Buvenci through to the round of 16. Mrvinovic won his 32 match, but now goes up against Titas Peronas. And the crowd here, as the leader said right at the beginning, have been given whistles, and there are a few vuvuzelas in here as well. So expect the volume to go up. So in these early stages, stadium announcer here just talking about a very important point. This is all a build-up to the laser run, which concludes things. And the first person that crosses the line at the end of the laser run will be the world champion. But as they start the laser run, it's the accumulation of points through the fence, the obstacles, and the swim that are all important, because the leading athlete on points will start first, and then every point that an athlete is behind that leading athlete is a second of handicap.
One Piste B, the 20-year-old Italian, giving the Hungarian a run for his money. Sepp on the right-hand side, last year's silver medalist at this World Championships.
Well, Peronas here playing the doubles game, sitting back. He uses a French grip, which means he's called a pommeler. He gets extra reach, and he's using that extra reach to score doubles on the defense.
Well, it seems like doubles are happening here on Piste B to second double point. But it's Sepp who will need to look for that single light if he wants to transition through in this direct elimination round. Bavenzi with a comfortable lead.
Is 1 point away to advancing to the next round.
Beautiful attack from Bavenzi.
10 seconds left.
Sepp in danger now. You'll really see the shift between attacking and defending.
Oh, the crowd go wild here on the feature piste as Titus Peronas makes it through safely to the quarterfinals.
Well, there you have it, Bavenzi. Also a security spot in the quarterfinal. He will be up against the winner of Rusha and Lukesh.
Number 2 seed, Shep from Hungary, upset in the round of 16 in the fence. He will drop through the order at the conclusion of the fence. Started in second place after the fencing ranking round, but has gone out at the first time of asking for him. We now move on to Kowalczyk of Ukraine against Germany's Ley. Ley, the number 8 seed, is the higher ranked fencer and will progress if the scores are tied after a minute.
Well, action commences on a piece B. The Frenchman Rusha and Lukesh from Czechia. Rusha did manage to win the direct elimination round in his semi-final. So once again, he's familiar and knows what to do to follow through to the final stage.
Classic hit for the German here on the feature piece. The circular cease riposte for those in the know. Tries it again, but this time Kowalczyk has learnt from his mistake and deceives the parry to land his attack. 1 apiece.
Well, 40 seconds have gone on clock on piece B, double point. Playing with time here on piece B. Rusha just straightening out his blade before starting off again.
We saw a slight change of tactics from Tim Ley here on piece A. Decided to go for distance as his defense for his second hit, and then goes in with a continuation of the attack to go 3-1 up. But that's a lovely hit to the low line for Kowalczyk.
Second double point on piece B. This is great stuff for Rashad, but it is Lucas who will need to look for that single light. Goes for the lunge on preparation, misses. They'll have to start again with a ref called halt. 5 seconds on piece B.
Well, Kowalczyk is producing some magic here. 8 seconds left to go. He's got to score twice more because Ley is the higher ranked fencer, but it's Ley in the defense that gets through the German into the quarterfinals.
Lucas goes for that attack, but it's Rusha goes for that sneaky attack onto preparation. Now there's just less than 3 seconds left on the clock. Will Rusha transition towards the back of the piece? And he picks it up with a disengage onto attack. Brilliant stuff for the Frenchman as he moves on to the quarterfinals.
And on piece A right now, we have Fleureau from France.
So coming on to the feature piece, Hugo Fleureau against Roman Popov, France versus Ukraine. Ukrainian is the higher seed. The lefty will be expected to go through here, but Hugo Fleureau can fence.
This sport is about quickness, agility, strategy.
Well, Popov threatening around the bell of his opponent's épée, and on the counter-attack he just uses a tiny bit of body evasion there. It's a very subtle move of the shoulder on the sword arm that makes Fleureau's attack miss.
Action sets off on piece B with Salamo on the left and Boris on the right. Boris managed to make it through to the semi-finals in his semi-final qualification. Will he be looking to make it to the final today?
I hear Fleureau learnt from his first attack, which Popov used a bit of body evasion to avoid and hit with the counter. He's changed line into the middle of the chest on the second attack to go 1-1. Well, Fleureau needs to score again here in order to progress. Popov is being cautious because he knows as the higher seed, he'll go through if the score stays the same.
Salomon made his attempt for a flash on to attack, but it's Boris awake and alert for every action. Salomon ducks, doesn't quite get it, but it's Boris who gets it on. Salomon just asking to test his weapon, so the ref will need to check whether it's plugged in correctly. Everything seems to be in order on Piece B.
Well, Popov has played a slightly dangerous game of just containing Fleureau, but it's paid off because he's managed to get a single light ahead. Fleureau may not be given that hit. Wait for the referee just to acknowledge the hit. And she does. They are all square, but with 1 second left on the clock, Fleureau's just got to go after it, and Popov has played a slightly risky game there, but he survived and made it through to the quarterfinals.
Well, that fifth point from Boris seems to have been annulled. So there's 10 seconds left on the clock. Not much Salomon could do here. And there we have it. Boris is through to the next round. He'll be up next against this winner of Shaban and Mohammed, 2 Egyptians in the table of 16.
Yeah, not ideal to meet your teammates so early on, that's for sure. That's on Piece B. We have the last of the round of 16 matches on Piece A coming on. Another Ukrainian, Daniil Sich going up against James Hume of Great Britain. Can Sich join his teammate in the quarterfinal? Rich Hume on the right, had a good fence, finished 4th in the ranking round. And the Brits pride themselves on their fencing prowess in the pentathlon sport. Hume there getting a double with a closing cart defensive move. Oh, it's like the windscreen wiper move with the blade across the top of the body.
Well, it's an all-Egyptian bout starting off on Piece B. These athletes will be familiar with each other's movements. And given that, it could be a tricky bout for both of them.
Hume shown here, a British fencer on the right, or a British pentathlete fencer on the right, that this cart closing action is working for him. Plenty of support from his teammates in the crowd.
Well, beautiful stop hit onto Mohammed's hand from Shaban. Shaban, a real alert fencer. He is just brilliant with his target position. Tries to go for that lunge, doesn't quite get it.
Well, Hume has used 4 closing cart parries to get himself, or closing cart moves, and 1 attack, 3 parries for Hume to get himself 4-0 up. Weapon's taken a bit of a battering, and he has to straighten that out. The épée can have a 2-centimetre bend in it either way. Usually the tip will just point downwards a little bit, but Hume's, after the last action, was pointing up and he needed to straighten it out.
Well, things are changing up on Piece B. Muataz, who was ranked 14th into this direct elimination, has a strong lead up against Shaban, who was ranked 3rd. So Shaban trying to go for that single light, and it times out. This is a real shuffle of standings. Say goodbye to Shaban. This is an upset for the World Cup final medalist.
So, Mohammed of Egypt rights the wrong, as he would see it, from the fencing ranking round, but with it, the casualty is his teammate. We've seen Hume going through. The only hit that didn't involve the closing cart was the last one. And we move on now to the feature piece, where all of the remaining action in the fence will take place. Alida, will you come and join me on Piece Day? Peronas the leading fencer after the ranking round, leading pentathlete fencer after the ranking round, up against Ley of Germany.
Puronis has a really interesting style with his fencing. You can just take note of the footwork. He's playing around with his back foot, and this is ultimately to distract his opponent with the distance, whether he's going backwards or not. So the key here is for Ley to focus on the front foot to keep the distance. The time is ticking. No point here. Puronis can clock out and he'll have the victory, but it's Ley who gets that single light.
Like a praying mantis. He was just waiting for that opportunity to get inside distance and launch the attack. He knows that Puronis is going to go for a counter-defensive action.
Ooh, Ley in danger now. Take a look at that front foot. If he goes over the line, it is a point for Puronis, but it's Ley. Puronis not happy with that point.
I don't know where it came from, that point. I've got to be honest. I don't think Puronis thinks he hit him either. We're going to get a look at this.
On the foot, I assume.
He doesn't think it did hit his foot. I mean, it's not unknown for pistes to be dead, but Puronis, as you can see, is now trying to find the spot on the piste where that hit would have landed. He's not been able to prove it, and so the hit stands. But he comes out on the attack. Has he got enough time to level up here? Because that's all he needs to do.
I mean, if he just gets one more single light, he could win the bout. 4 seconds, anything could happen.
The crowd are behind him. He's got to keep his focus, though. He pushes his opponent back, tries second intention, and he lands it. The man from Lithuania has pulled himself out of the fire here.
This is incredible. Puronis can just step towards the back of the piece and he'll have the victory. And there he clocks out. Victory for Puronis. The crowd goes wild.
He'll feel vindication there. He was sure that Ley's hit to the foot didn't hit his foot, but using second intention, that's hugely brave to level up with just 4 seconds left on the clock. He used almost all of them. Well, all of a sudden, the temperature has cranked right up here in the Žalgiris arena. It's because of this man, Titus Puronis. What a story he'd have to tell if he could make it through to the podium here in Kaunas. He's through to the semi-finals of the fence, and we move on to the second bout. Bavenzi, who took out the number 2 seed set, the Italian, takes on the Frenchman Rocha.
Well, Bavenzi went into this final with a ranking of 15th place. So he's really trying to change things up in this direct elimination round. It gets a bit close quarters. Ref called hold, so no point. Bavenzi doesn't seem to be happy with the timing on the clock. And it's really important as an athlete to know when you start and stop, because it can really change things up in the fencing bout. Beautiful timing from Bavenzi.
You don't need to see much right there. Bavenzi says it all with that screen. A beautiful touch to go 1-0.
Faint disengage on preparation, that attack from the Italian. Classic fencing hit, and he's delivering it like he is a full-time fencer.
Premature score, Bavenzi still 1-0.
So 20 seconds left on the clock. Only 1 point for Bavenzi. Bavenzi goes for the disengage onto Rocha.
A good look at the pistol grip that Bavenzi uses.
Yep, this grip really allows him to have a lot more control with his parries, whereas Rocha, the Frenchman, picks up his first point in this bout.
Well, lots of concentration.
Change things up, yeah.
Real loss of concentration there from Bavenzi. Got a bit flat-footed.
8 seconds. 6, 5, 4.
Oh, he took a risk there, the Italian. He didn't need to close the distance.
See teammates Elodie Clouvel and Valentin below supporting Rouchat. But time is ticking. Rouchat picks up that third point.
Scores an important point. Well, Pentathlon must score now 2 points in the next 2.3 seconds. So watch him charge.
Excellent. Excellent stuff from the Frenchman. I mean, he really had to switch things up.
And Elodie Clouvel, two-time Olympic silver medalist, in the crowd with partner Valentin Belot. Just recently gave birth to their first child. And there she is, Clouvel, Rio 2016 and Paris 2024 Olympic silver medalist. We'll be delighted with the comeback king, Rouchat, her teammate.
Who just in early July won that title. So Moutas Mohammed is truly the man to beat this tournament.
He knows that he had to dig himself out there. We've had a couple of comebacks here as we move on to the next of the quarterfinals. This is the man that's got a target on his back, and that is Moutas Mohammed from Egypt. He goes up against Leo Boris. The Frenchman will be looking to join his teammate in the semi-finals of the fence. Moutas Mohammed looking for a big win in the fence.
Boris with the star next to his name, given the priority. So Mohammed will be looking for that first point. The importance of this first point means everything. Oh, you can just see how Mohammed went for that flash and tried to pick it up with his, putting his blade behind his back.
Half of the bout done, no points scored. He's absolutely keen to use all the time to get that valuable first point, but it's Boris who lands the killer blow. Now the Egyptian needs two.
Given the first point of the bout is Moutas, who needs to pick up some attacking moves. He goes for a duck, launches himself to the ground with that straight arm onto Boris. It's all about timing with that action. 15 seconds on the clock. You can see the shift in actions from Moutas. Double point.
Intensity has gone up here as the clock counts down. Oh, and the Egyptian has done it. He's got himself into the lead.
Brilliant caught on to target from Moutas. He's comfortable in the lead here. Doubles in favor of Moutas. Boris needs to look for that single light. Straightens his blade. Tries to center his thoughts. Boris searching for the opening. He thinks he's getting it. Oh, this will be an upset for Boris. He turned his head way too early.
Screams in celebration. Bori thought he had a touch, but did not.
Well, that's all about making sure you carry on fencing until the referee says halt. And the error was pounced upon by the Egyptian, who's made it through against two higher seeds in order to get through to the semi-finals. So Mohammed making it through to the semi-finals here in the first discipline of this World Championship final of modern pentathlon.
It is two fantastic athletes. It's Birgitta sitting right now with me. Birgitta, a three-time Olympian herself. Give it up, Birgitta! All right, James Hume and Popov, here we go.
So Hume with the priority sets off this bout up against Popov. Popov. Beautiful stop hit onto arm of Hume. So now will Popov use that touch on the arm as a feint in preparation for his next attack? But it's Hume applying pressure now, pushing the Ukrainian towards the opposite side of the piste.
Won't get too flustered, but now he might, the Brit. That's another cracking hit from the Ukrainian.
When you're watching these athletes,
You don't want to get too close to Popov because he can really be dangerous with his parries onto target. You're just waiting for Hume to step forward for him to get another stop hit, but it's Hume responds. You see Ross Charlton, fellow teammate of Hume, supporting him in the crowd. Hume switching up, applying pressure, disengaged, but it's a double point for these two athletes.
The discipline from the Ukrainian is phenomenal. Popov keeping the point on the target the whole time, switching from the high line to the low line. So he's always a danger, even in defense.
And there you see it, Hume just cannot get too close to Popov because he will take his blade onto target. So interesting here, we have two left-handed fencers.
Popov finishes the job off against Hume. He's taken out the higher seed with some classic fencing. And it's that point that stays in line, even if he doesn't hit with the first one. The point stays pointing at the target.
Just on the leg of Hume there. It's on his second action that he scores it.
Discipline with the hand from the Ukrainian has made him get into the semi-finals, but he faces arguably their form fencer here in Lithuania, a man from Lithuania, Pentathlon Paronas.
Once again, an all left-handed bout, but this time a mix between the French and the pistol grip. First point for Paronas. You can hear the crowd backing him up all the way. Popov tries to go for the flesh there, but it's Paronas just taking his blade onto riposte.
We have these two left-handers. We've seen Paronas using the outside line against right-handers. He's proven here that he can take on a left-hander with different lines, but Popov has landed a hit to the foot to close the gap to one. Tries to go for the foot again.
Risky from Popov as Paronas read him to the point. Popov really needs to change his tactic up now. He might use the touch of the foot as a feint in preparation, but as Paronas responds. What will Popov do? Oh, brilliant stuff. Straight arm onto target from Paronas. He moves through to the next round.
Good run from Popov, but Paronas showed some real class there. Had to show different kind of fencing against a fellow left-hander, finishing the job off with a beautiful feint. Disengage. Here it is. That's the second attempt to foot that Popov put in. You never try the same hit twice in fencing because your opponent's ready for it. This was the beautiful feint, disengage around the cart parry for Paronas to make it through to the fencing final. First of 5 disciplines. Who will he face? Utas Mohammed from Egypt on the left. Going up against Rochat from France. Mathis Rochat, very good fencer, but Mohammed knows how to use the time carefully and sensibly in this 1 minute 60-second fence.
Mohammed tries to go for the foot there. He might have used it to try get a reaction from Rochat, but Rochat just patiently waiting. Rochat goes for the surprise attack onto flesh. And it can get dangerous if you do so many feints up against your opponent because they'll just read you and clock the right timing for a surprise attack like that from the Frenchman. Mutaz really needs to commit to his feint onto attack. Not too many feints that he needs to make use of.
Yeah, Roshat doing exactly what the leader said there, picking up on the feint and grabbing hold of the blade. Oof, gets away with the double. Mathis Roshat absolutely living on the edge, but he's 2-1 up. Sorry, 3-1 up, make it 4-1.
He's too quick, the Frenchman. Awake and alert. But can Mohammed pick up a comeback? He tries to go for a cart and pick up on the remise. Roshat not happy with that. He says he turned his back.
And he's wrong. The referee was always going to give that hit. But Roshat does make it through. He's clearly extremely keen to make the most of the fence here, the Frenchman. And are we already looking at athletes here saying, look, I know that perhaps my obstacles are not as strong as others, or my swim's not going to be as fast, I need to get a good fence in?
Oh, definitely. And I mean, I think having Mohammed even just make it through to the semi-finals, this is a great work for him with his other elements. But this will really set Roshat and Peronis apart from the rest of the field. So this final bout, athletes will be battling out for the 250 points. So Peronis with the priority and the whole crowd backing him up for this final bout.
Came in ranked first, Lithuanian. Can he leave the fence ranked first? At worst, he's going to be second. So Korakor called by the referee, that's body to body, and that is why that hit was annulled.
Oh, Roshat tries to go for that flesh, but Peronis steps back, disengages on top of Roshat. Peronis reading the Frenchman. So given Peronis has that first point of the bout, Roshat is the one who needs to respond with some attacks out of his pocket. He's trying to find the right timing to get past it, but it's Peronis just quick, nippy with that.
I feel that the way forward against Peronis is to try and get hold of his blade. But the very fact that his opponents cannot find it, none of them can find a way through against him, means that it's his point control and his blade maneuvering, his evasive nature with the blade that makes him such a threat on the counter. It's almost like every hit happens on the back foot for the Lithuanian.
Yeah. And just given that his left hand is really towards the outside of his body, really makes it difficult. But fifth point for Peronis. He's got the 250 points in his pocket.
What a win here in Kaunas. The man fencing his way through. He started as #1, he comes out of the fence as #1, and the crowd are absolutely on their feet here in celebration. The best of starts on home soil for the host nations. Titas Peronas winning the fence. Mathis Roshat from France has come second, and it's been a good run for the Frenchman. But, as a leader said, Mutaz Mohammed from Egypt has climbed his way back up through the rankings, and he is going to be super dangerous from now on in. The man of the fence, though, Titas Peronas from Lithuania, taking the win on the 14-meter piste.
So the next up is something that makes this competition historic. This is the first time in the history of modern pentathlon that there will
So
be...
we see Peronis making his way through the top of the draw, comfortably winning in the round of 4. It was a tough fight in the quarterfinal against Tim Lay of Germany, but coming through the bottom, Rochard has beaten higher seeds en route to the final to finish in 2nd place. The first of 5 disciplines is done, and this is how it leaves the standings. Peronis remaining at the top, a climb of 5 places for Rochard, but look at Mutas Mohammed moving up from 14th to 4th. Humes will be a bit disappointed with a drop down to 5th, but he's still in the hunt in the top 6. The middle of the pack then, the chasing pack, a great move from Matteo Bavenzi moving up 7 places, but look at Shep and Shaban dropping 7 places. They'll be looking to improve on the next discipline, the obstacle course. The chasing pack of 6. See Salomo, Fleureau and Sitch all dropping 2 places, and the bottom 3 staying in place. Well, the fence is done. We're finished on the 14-metre piece. Let's take a look back at the action. Well, the crowd here, predominantly Lithuanians, will be delighted with Titas Peronis staying at the top of the rankings going in from the fence. We move to the obstacles. 8 obstacles for the athletes to get themselves over, and this is a race against the clock. The terrifying swinging globes amongst them. Now, this course is over 8 obstacles, but it's also around a curve. Because we are inside, the athletes have to contend, and here is the point of view. They go through the steps into the giant wheel, these tilting ladders. You watch the athletes going through these tilting ladders in slightly different ways. They will navigate their way through, and the next obstacle is all about agility. They have to go over the first one, under the second, and then through a gap to the third. That is one obstacle. Now, the terrifying ascending bars. It looks easy, but each bar is slightly higher than the previous one, so the shoulders start burning. Then through some more steps before another overhead obstacle. The globes. The swinging globes are also one where different athletes will tackle them in different ways. Here we're seeing the athlete going through each obstacle with both hands, but some will just use one. Others will just completely miss out the globes. And after all of that, they face the terrifying finishing wall, the wall of death. They've got to get up and over to hit the buzzer to stop the clock. It is some challenge as the athletes will come out in pairs. Here is the lineup in reverse ranking order. Gal takes on Michele before Larinovic takes on Sitch. And then Fleureau will go up against Salermo in heat number 3. 2 different lanes, A and B. A will be the furthest from the camera, B the closest to us. The middle of the pack sees Lukesh of Czechia taking on Kowalczuk from Ukraine. Shaban of Egypt will go up against Hungary's Shep, and then Bavenzi, who's made a big climb up through the rankings, takes on Germany's Lee. The top of the rankings, Boris goes up against Hume in heat 7. Mutas Mohammed goes up against Roman Popov, and then the top of the order sees Francis Rocha take on Titas Peronis. So on the far side, as we see it, Andras Gal of Hungary takes on Italy's Roberto Michele in the first heat. Now, Michele has got a sub 30-second time here. Can he do it again? He would like to, because these are the bottom 2 ranked athletes after one discipline. Up and running Fairly simple start through the steps and the big wheel. Now, look at Michele. But he just loses momentum on the tilted ladders, and Gal gets ahead. The agility through that obstacle, then moves on, and both athletes skipping through the first obstacle. But Gal's had a fail. He's going to have to go back and start the ascending bars again. Here, Michele now into the swinging globes. He's got to keep his focus. Misses the first, misses the third and the fifth. Is he going to go for it here? No, he does take on the final globe. Playing it a bit safe up the final wall, hits the buzzer, and he's going to have a time of 36.046. Perhaps just saving a little bit there, but Gal finally makes it up, having to redo one of the obstacles. Gal does it in 48.194 seconds.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Gal there. He just slipped up on the ascending bars. Just really shows the test of grip with this obstacle course. The great stuff from Michele. Really played it safe.
And there was the slip from Gal. He was going great guns as well at that point, but Michele getting over the line first.
We'll welcome heat number 2, Laronovic in lane A and Sitch in lane B. We'll let the run begin. Steps onto the big wheel, directly into the tilted ladders. Watch Sitch attack those tilted ladders. 3 moves in 1, over, under, and through. He skips to the third ascending bar. Great stuff from Sitch. Makes his way to the swinging globes, making use of that twisting, generating that rage, but it's Laronovic catching up now. Sprint for the finish wall, and it's Sitch clocking before Laronovic, under 30 seconds for Sitch, and Laronovic with a 29 seconds.
Well, 2 quick times, and these athletes need them, that is for sure. It was really interesting to see the lead that Sitch got early on, but then Laronovic catching up on the swinging globes. He was just a fraction behind at the end. Next up, Hugo Fleureau of France in the far lane, taking on the super quick Pau Salomo from Spain. Watch the man in red. Up and running for heat number 3, and wow, that is unbelievable through the tilting ladders from Salomo. That's where he grabs a lot of his time, skips the first 2 of the ascending bars, and he's already through that. What can he do on the swinging globes? Momentum, change of hands. He goes for missing the last 2 up the wall. What time is he going to set here? It's a 25.821. Amazing stuff. And it was pretty quick for Fleureau as well, but he was left in the dust of Pau Salomo. 25.821. That is an absolutely magical time.
Just watch how he skips to that second tilted ladder, and I mean, it really sets the athletes apart if they can master going to that second tilted ladder. Brilliant stuff from the Spaniard. Time to beat, set by Salomo. We welcome heat number 4, Lucas in lane A and Kowalczyk in lane B. And the action begins, steps into the big wheel. Matej skips to the second tilted ladder. Brilliant stuff from Lukasz. Over, under, in a blink, he skips to the third ascending bar. Wow, incredible Lukasz. Giant steps with giant dreams. These globes, and he sticks that landing. Sprint finish for Lukasz. 26 for Lukasz, and Kowalczyk on 30 seconds.
Lukasz with the second best time we've seen today, but it's still Pau Salomo of Spain.
Not 100% happy with that. He felt he could have done an even faster time, the athlete from Czechia.
I got a bit nervous with his landings because he was landing with the 1 foot instead of both of them. Bit of a risky move, but nevertheless, 26 seconds will be fast.
Yeah, only one man quicker. That's Pal Slow-mo. Now we have Mohamed Shaban in the white top from Egypt taking on Balas Shep. Hungarian closest to us. Just a little bit behind. And you can see the different techniques being used through the tilted ladders. Shaban skipping through the agility obstacle. And then the favoured technique of all the athletes. Now Shaban just warming up his arms for the globes there. Has he got a little issue, perhaps? Doesn't look like it. Big swing to get over the last two. And what's the time he sets? A 32.06. Not bad, but perhaps not as good as it needs to be. Shep also feeling that's a fairly average time from himself, but the two not necessarily famed for their obstacles just yet. But watch this. Just skipping the last two swinging globes.
Really interesting approach from Shaban in order of, you could see the touching of his biceps there, maybe just sort of, you know, listening, saying, wake up biceps, let's work. But we now move on to heat 6 with Movenzi in lane A and Lay in lane B. And we're off straight into the action. Big wheel directly to the second tilted ladder. The Italian on a roll. Blink and you'll miss him. Third ascending bar to the 6th. Keeping up that momentum. Dancing through the steps, what we do on the swinging globes. 1 grip, 1 glide. That's what he needs. He's up and over. Finish buzzer at 26 seconds for Movenzi. And Lay, the German, just finishing off. Cuts under 35 seconds. Brilliant stuff from these two athletes.
Movenzi did a brilliant interview about the obstacle course. And there's a good reason for that. Look how brilliant he was through the bars and through the globes. All the overheads, no challenge for the Italian. So now we have France versus Great Britain in heat number 7. Leo Boris on the far side from France taking on James Hume of Great Britain, closest to us. Both skip the first tilted ladders. They are electric through that first overhead obstacle. What do they do here? Hume misses 3, or goes to 3 on the ascending bars. They are neck and neck here. Can one of them get the lead? It's all about the clock, though, of course. And they're both using the same technique through the globes. It looks like Boris is going to get there just ahead of Hume. But look at the times. 26.3 and a 26.4. Combined fastest heat so far.
Almost mirror image between these two athletes. And you can really see how athletes are just developing and trying all these new techniques, going for the second tilted ladder, going for the third ascending bar, and they're challenging themselves and adapting throughout the season. I mean, you took a look at these two athletes, what they did in the beginning to what they do now. It's incredible.
Absolutely, and you used the word, and it's so critical in the overheads, momentum. If you lose your momentum, you lose so much time.
Well, the second last heat, Mohammed in lane A and Popov in lane B. They take action to the course. Big wheel to the tilted ladders. Mohammed swinging through, boom, onto that landing. Pops over, slides, and right through. He goes for that second ascending bars. Left, right, onto the steps with the giant dreams for Mohammed. Fingers like steel, nerves like ice. He finishes off, up and to the buzzer. Under 30 seconds for Mohammed. He'll be pleased with that, with Popov on 33 seconds.
Well, you talked about the development of the evolution through the season. Mohammed was the man to beat over the obstacles earlier on this season, but now we're seeing the other athletes challenging with new approaches to these overheads. And despite the sub-30-second time for Mutas Muhammad, he is likely to drop down the order a little bit after the obstacles. And who would have thought we'd be saying that at the beginning of the season? Now the last of the heats. Mathis Rochat of France on the far side in lane A. And the crowd go wild for their very own Titus Peronas. The final heat of the obstacles. It's over in a blink, isn't it? Personal best of 22.65 for Rochat, significantly quicker than Peronas. Here we go then, the last of the heats, and look at Rochat, skips the first tilted ladder, shows his agility through the over, under and through, and now that famed technique through the ascending bars. Already on the globes, misses the first two. 3 and 5 is all that the Frenchman touches here. What's this gonna be? 26.088. And Peronas making it up the final wall. And his time is 35 seconds. That is going to see him drop down the order. But what a leap through the swinging globes for the Frenchman. Absolutely unbelievable technique. No one else has done that.
This really changes things up in the current standings, because every second you go faster, you score an extra 3 modern pentathlon points. But that was incredible from Rochat. Skipped 3 globes. I don't think we've seen anyone do that.
It's not possible. Defying the laws of gravity, the Frenchman there. Peronas setting a time of just over 35 seconds. Not the fastest over the obstacles. He'll be looking to limit the damage. Plenty in the crowd to support him. We've had the fence, we've had the obstacles, and this is how things stand. Rochat with that amazing move through the swinging globes, moves up to the top of the order. James Humes climbed 4 places back into second. Boris up 2 places as well. Muhammad's only dropped 1 place, not too bad for him, but Bavenzi climbing 2. Peronas dropping from the top of the order down to 6, still in the hunt for medals. Big move from Paul Salomo, no real surprise over the obstacles. He climbs 6 places. Lukesh goes up 2, and Danilo Sic down in 12th has climbed 4. He'll be looking for a great swim to improve his chances in the laser run. Down on the bottom of the order then, we have 6 other athletes looking to climb the rankings. Mohamed Shaban dropping 4, but Roberto Michele, the Italian, climbing from the bottom into 17th place. We've had the fence, we've had the obstacles. Let's have a little review of the fantastic 18 going through the obstacles. Well, the lights are lowered here in the main arena as the athletes move from the obstacles. They'll go underneath the stands and hop across the venue to the 50-meter pool. Fabulous facilities here at the Zalgiris Arena. 200 meters a swim, so 4 laps of the 50-meter pool. Here it is. And they go in reverse order in the swim. So the bottom 6 will come out first, with the highest ranked in the lane closest to us. And all eyes at the moment are on the host nation's very own Titus Peronas. And of course, we managed to have a quick word with him.
Hello, my name is Titus Peronas and I'm from Lithuanian team. So transition between OCR and swimming pool, I would say, is quite easy. Transition after the swimming is a little bit more harder. Usually I put my stuff all organized and ready for the change from OCR uniform to the swimming costume. I like to prepare all the stuff by myself, so I always know where are the stuff, and I know 100% that it will be there and I will be ready. The main feeling is I'm super proud for all the organization team. They did a very good job, and yeah, the main feeling is that I'm very proud. In the qualification, I felt a lot of pressure being in my hometown. It resulted in not so good shooting, but all other aspects, I'm very happy that I'm in my home.
It's fabulous to see him competing in Carlos's hometown. We'll see him again in the third heat, but we'll begin, of course, unsurprisingly, with heat number 1. And these are the athletes ranked 13th to 18th. Mohamed Shaban ranked 13th after the first 2 disciplines. Will go in lane 1 ahead of Hugo Floro, Daniel Larinovic, Balázs Sepp, Roberto Micheli and Andras Gal. But with the swim, there's a couple of things to bear in mind. Because they go in reverse order based on ranking after the first 2 disciplines, you've got a mishmash of times in each of the heats. The fastest 2 in this first heat will be Roberto Micheli and Balázs Sepp. Roberto Micheli, the Italian, will be in lane 5, and Balázs Sepp next to him in lane 4. The other thing we have to bear in mind in the swim is the athletes will be seriously thinking about how much effort they need to put in to position themselves for the laser run. It's a handicap run, remember, based on the points built through the first 3 disciplines. Every point that you're behind the leader is a second handicap once you get to the laser runs. So the athletes lining up here. These are the bottom 6, so one has to feel that they're weighing up the ability on their laser run and then deciding how hard they're going to have to push themselves towards their personal best times. We fancy Mohamed Shaban in lane 1 from Egypt will be going all out for this one. First heat of 3 in the pool is underway here. Mohamed Shaban in lane 1, Hugo Floro in 2, Daniel Larinovic in 3, Balázs Sepp of Hungary in 4, Roberto Micheli with the fastest time in the pool from Italy in lane 5, and Andras Gal from Hungary in lane 6. And we are looking to see how quick the man in lane 5, there he is going, and as you can see, he's already out to a pretty healthy lead at the first turn.
Well, given it is a 200 meter, it is a middle distance sprint, so it's all about pacing. We like to break the 200 into 450s. So given the first 50, you just want to cruise into rhythm. From the second 50, you want to start introducing the legs and the kicking a bit more. Third 50, always a lot more challenging. Just don't want to slow down too much before the last 50 sprint finish. So given these athletes are ranked towards the bottom end of the rankings, they will maybe be looking to get a PB in their swim time. So there we have Roberto Micheli in lane 5, setting pace, but it's on the other end of the pool, Shaban and Hugo Floro pacing themselves amongst each other.
The athletes will use those around them to set the pace, and you can see here that it looks like Micheli is being hunted down by Andras Gal in lane 6 at the far side of the pool. Gal using Micheli's pace as his own. And the question is, can Gal hold station where he is now? He seems to be just dropping away from the Italian. You don't want to fall into the trap of hunting someone down too much. You've got to be thinking about your own pace, haven't you?
100%, but I mean, it really does help. I mean, given Micheli is almost half a body length in front of Gal, Gal should be trying to keep with Micheli's feet. Gal turning on around 206 and a 204 finish for Micheli.
So 204 for Michele. 2:04.30, just outside his personal best this year of a 2:04.17. And you see how that will affect the rankings as things stand.
Well, there we saw Gal chipped off 2 seconds off his PB. He was seeded for a 2:08 and swam a 2:06. So brilliant stuff for the Hungarian. And as we see, he's just making use of his opportunities to swim a personal best in this season.
No better place to do that than the World Championships, especially if you're in the bottom 6, to climb the order here.
And given that it's a 50-meter pool, most of the season was in a 25-meter pool, so they didn't have much chance to get a PB for their 50-meter time. So really taking advantage of it.
So this is the middle order going in heat number 2 in the pool. Roman Popov, Ukraine in 1 from Paul Salomo. Then it's Matej Lukáš from Czechia, who has the fastest time of the 6 of a 2:03.86. Going outside him, Tim Lay of Germany, Yuri Kowalczyk of Ukraine, and his teammate Danilo Sic, who's got the second fastest time in the pool this season of a 2:04.75. So we're keeping our eye on lanes 3 and 6 in this second heat. Others around them looking to try and keep pace. 2:04.30 set as the fastest time so far by Roberto Michele in heat number 1. Andras Gal, a couple of seconds behind with a 2:06.52 with his Hungarian teammate, a 2:07.97, the 3 fastest times so far. Heat number 2 underway in the pool. We have Popov in 1, Salomo in 2, Lukáš in 3, Lay in 4, Kowalczyk in 5, and Sic in 6. Lane 3, Lukáš from Czechia is the man who has the fastest time in this heat. And at the moment, 3 of them clearly out in the lead. Lane 2, Paul Salomo, has dropped off already by a long way. He maintains that kind of pace. He is going to drop down the order massively here.
So Sic is currently sitting on 7th place in this men's final. He is towards the top end of your screen in lane 6. He's looking to pick up a few spots, and I mean, athletes are still looking for a top 10 finish. Given if medal contention, it might not be in their sights, but it's still a fight for every point. So in the swimming, every second you can swim faster earns you an extra 2 modern pentathlon points. Sic turned on a sub 1 minute with his first 100 split. I think he should clock around 2:03.2 with this pace that he's setting. But it's Lukáš, the Czech athlete, really just driving up the gears now. That goes to show the third 50, how you can really crank things up. Just such a smooth technique from Lukáš. You can see how the water just skimming over him, really level-headed along the water.
This is a great swim from Sic as well. Up in lane number 6 on the far side. These two are going to come through clear of the field. It is Lukáš first, Sic second, coming in third. It looks like Kowalczyk, and then the third Ukrainian in this heat, Sic, finishing up as well. So Lukáš with a 2:03.27 sets the fastest time so far. 2:04.24 is just about the second fastest time, just ahead of Roberto Michele. Well, this middle order, the pack, have a challenge with their strategy because they're in a relatively good position, but they have to be thinking about the points that they're already behind those ahead of them. And that's where the strategy comes in for the middle order. No surprise to see Matej Lukáš swimming the fastest time.
I think it was in the World Cup final where we saw him have a brilliant swim and really pick things up in his Kona standings, where he picked up a medal. So it just goes to show the importance of the swimming.
Absolutely, the pacing of the swim is so important, even for the top 6 who come out next. We will see the leader after the first 2 disciplines, the fence and the obstacles, Mathis Rochard of France, coming out first. He's in lane 1. He looks pretty chilled, pretty relaxed ahead of the swim. He'll be next to James Hume of Great Britain, and then his teammate will go in lane 3, the second Frenchman, Leo Boris, in the top 3 French athletes. Moutas Mohamed of Egypt will be in lane 4. Italy's Matteo Bovenzi, who is the fastest swimmer in the field, not just in this heat, but in the field, with a 1:53.57, goes in lane 5. And Titas Peronas of Lithuania has dropped to 6th in the rankings, goes in lane 6. Well, that was my driver who brought me from the airport. With the Lithuanian flag, great to see him again. Here we go. The top 6 so far in this Men's World Championship final in the sport of modern pentathlon. Hit the pool. The time to beat so far came in the second heat, a 2:03.27 from Matej Lukáš of Czechia. Second fastest time from Ukraine's Danilo Sich of a 2:04.24. And we will get an idea of the pace of the athletes as they go through the first turn. Lane 1, Mathis Rochard just being dropped a little here by what looks to be Bovenzi in lane number 5, and you can see just how far ahead Bovenzi is. Inside him is Moutas Mohamed, who is looking to shore things up in the pool.
Well, it really is interesting to see the swimming. Each athlete brings a different background to the pool. Some might have had a competitive swimming background, or some are just relying on raw fitness. You can see Bovenzi, he's really setting himself apart from the rest of these fields. He's turning on around with sub 1 minute. But Bovenzi does have a seed time of 1:53. You really see the rhythm he's got, breathing every second stroke, and he's really just picking up pace now. Watch Bovenzi fly through the pool. Turning on for his last 50 meters. I am going to be interested to see the time that he swims here. I mean, sub 2 minutes is pretty impressive for the men's.
Sub 2 minutes, he's got a PB of 1:53.57. He is a fast swimmer. By far the fastest in the field, the only sub 2 minute 200 metre swimmer in the top 18 here at the World Championships. It's a country mile ahead of the rest. 1:54.98 is by far the fastest time in the pool. Bovenzi is going to make some moves up the rankings.
But so will Mohamed. I mean, he had a 2:04. And turning on just with Rochard. Rochard currently had a 15-second head start before the start of the swimming. So things will definitely change up now.
Titas Peronas, 2:18.86 coming through in 6th place. I wonder what that's going to do to his chances of making the podium here on home soil, because that time is somewhere down around about 10th or 11th, maybe even 12th place in the pool after the 18 athletes have all completed the swim.
Bovenzi just making it look so easy. And I say the Italians have been showing promising swimming results throughout the season. Always having some of the faster times throughout the rest of the field.
Well, we've had 3 disciplines, and this is the standings after 3 Rocha's done enough to stay at the top of the rankings. Bavenzi has climbed 3 places to second. But Mutas Mohammed of Egypt, the man marked as the favourite for the world title, is up to third for the start of the laser run. 912 points for the top 2. Another 16 points behind, and therefore 16 seconds behind Mutas Mohammed. We see a drop from Titus Peronas down to 9th, but it's a climb from Danilo Sitch with a quick swim from him and the Frenchman Hugo Floreau in the middle order. Are they in the hunt still? 9-12 the points. They are going to be quite a long way back at the start of the laser run. The climb for Balázs Sepp of Hungary, 3 places to the top, but look at Pau Salomo after a brilliant obstacles, dropped 8 places to 16th, and bottom 4 or 5 could already be out of the race for the podium. We've had 3 events, and there's a combined event to come to finish things off, but before we get to that, let's take a look back at the action in the pool. Well, the athletes have done their 200 meters swim, and they will move back into the main arena here at the Zalgiris Arena, biggest indoor arena in the Baltic states, and they come back for the laser run. The athletes begin the first lap of 5 inside the arena. It's a very short run to the outside before they complete a combination of inside-outside run to the range, 600 meters, and then they'll have their first visit to this 10-meter range where they have to hit the target 5 times. Once they've visited the range for the 4th time, we'll get a view of the full lap. A couple of bends on the outside before returning inside, a couple of really tight turns, and the person who crosses the start-finish line first will be crowned the 2025 world champion. DJ's back in the booth to give the crowd here some entertainment, because the transition for the athletes from the pool to here justifiably is a little bit longer than the other disciplines because they have to change out of the dry kit, wet kit into their dry kit, but gives us a chance to have a good look at the course. It is a battle when you're changing light conditions here, but the athletes have shown that they're more than capable of dealing with it. This is the tightest of the bends that they approach as they take the turn back upon themselves to have a nice run down the river's edge. Then, it's not as tight a turn coming up, but the problem with this bend is you then go uphill. So when we get to laps 3, 4 and 5, that becomes a real struggle for some of the athletes. They turn back towards the arena, entering inside, and then they run around the start of the obstacles, through the middle of the obstacles, and then down the back straight. 2 more turns, and then they start to prepare themselves, probably around about now, for the range visit. Around the end of the obstacles and the finishing wall, avoid the piste, and then run down to your shooting box. Now we get a view from the athlete's point of view of the range. 10 meters, and they've got to turn those green, the red flashing lights into green ones. You need 5 before you progress. They will have 4 visits to the range, and after the 4th visit, it is now a 600-meter dash. Back outside, sun shining at the moment, inside, and now the sprint to the World Championship title as the first person crosses the line will be crowned the champion of the world. Well, we have some fascinating athletes out there. The swim from Matteo Bavenzi's officially, as we've been served up the updated rankings, moved to the top of the rankings with 912 points from Mathis Rochard of France, also on the same number of points, and there is Rochard. James Hume, the Brit, standing next to him, talking to his coach, sits in fourth. And the athletes sitting in the middle of the order, Roman Popov from Ukraine, Danilo Sic, his teammate, and Titas Peronas. Matej Lukasz, closest to us in the range, doing his last of the prep for the shoot. He sits in sixth place. But leader, this is all about ranking points and handicap, isn't it? The front two, Rochard and Bavenzi, sitting on 9-12. They'll go out first.
Yeah, and I mean, we have eyes on Mohammed, who is just 16 seconds after these two athletes. And we see Mohammed come back from miles away before, so don't rule him out. But I would like to look out for Leo Boris and Lukasz, the Czech athletes. I mean, we've seen Lukasz come back from miles away in the World Cup final. So this is anybody's race here in the men's final. Boris will be starting with a 28-second handicap time.
Yeah, the Frenchman going out in fifth place, and we had a chance to speak to him.
Hello, my name is Leo Bory, and I am a French pentathlete. For us in France, our coach say to us is one sport. You need to manage swimming and laser run, and you don't need to push at 100% in the swimming, because after in laser run it can be very hard. For me, I train in INSEP with all the French team. Just Valentin Belot don't train, he train alone by himself. And for us, it's very good to train with a colleague, but he's more than colleague, he's a friend. And it's very good for me to train with people. For me, it's very important, the mentally. I practice every week with a coach, and I practice visualization, breath, and a lot of aspects of these things.
It can be a solitary life being an athlete, but when you come to the world circuit, these athletes are, well, they'll see each other more than they'll see their family members, perhaps. Interesting to hear Boris talking about training with Valentin Belot, a friend, but also a sort of sparring partner, if you like.
Yeah, I think even a role model to Maciej Ad, and really just paving the way for the future of the French team.
Well, the man perhaps you need to keep an eye on, Matej Lukasz from Czechia, going through his final drills.
The athletes will be getting in their final shots just to get the eye on target. Have the strong swimmer Matteo Bavenzi.
Yeah, fastest by a country mile in the pool, and he's pushed him right up to the top. Can he hang in there? The other thing is James Hume. We saw him in previous competitions go a little too heavy out, and he's going out just behind Mutas Mohammed, the Egyptian, the favoured man for the title. Now, here's a question for you. Slightly loaded. Is Mutas Mohammed going to go into the range? Sorry, is Mutas Mohammed going to come out of the first visit of the range in the lead?
Oh, that ultimately means having a sprint start, won't it? I think he could, but Rochard and Bavenzi.
Maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he the bottom line is, I think by the time they come out of the range the second time, unless there's a massive error for him, Mutas Mohammed is the man to beat here.
Just zoning out before the start of the race, really interesting to see. But no, definitely. And Mohammed is such a passionate laser run athlete. And even if he is miles away in the lead, he gives everything onto the field. And that's the joy of watching him compete.
Peronas dropped in the pool. having topped the fence. Still up in the top 6 by the time we got to the pull after the obstacles, but he has plummeted down to 9th and will be going out 49 seconds behind. Here we take a look at the start order. Bavenzi and Rocha going out at the same time, 16 seconds behind them. The man tit for this title this year, Egypt's Mutas Mohammed. Behind him, James Hume of Great Britain needs to be careful not to go out too hard behind Mohammed and keep something in the tank for later on, because he could threaten the podium here. But we've also got to look out for Boris and Lukesh in that top 6 to have good shoots and put themselves in position. Titas Peronas will be looking for a good shoot as well, because he needs it, because this group in the middle are already 43 seconds behind at the start of the race. Hugo Fleureau, man fancied to challenge the podium a little bit further down, and this is the bottom half, or the bottom 3 I should say, or bottom 3rd. Sepp, Lay, are they going to be in the hunt? They start out a minute and 10 seconds behind the leader. The crowd will get behind Titas Peronas. If he could have 2 good visits to the range, he could get himself back up the order. The music builds here inside the venue. The athletes preparing for this final challenge as they try to ascend the World Championship podium.
3, 2, 1, take your marks.
We're underway for the laser run here at the World Championships of Pentathlon in 2025. Lithuania, the fabulous hosts of this competition. See Matis Rocha overtaking Bavenzi right at the start. They started at the same time, but here is the man to keep an eye on. Mutas Mohammed of Egypt, beginning in 3rd, followed out by James Hume of Great Britain. Hume needs to pace himself here. He doesn't want to be thinking about the man in front of him. He needs to be thinking about his own pace if he's going to challenge for a podium spot. Leo Boris has just come out outside. He started in 5th. And Mate Lukesh is also up and running. But this is the front. This is Matis Rocha of France leading Matteo Bavenzi of Italy. The roar inside the stadium is for Titas Peronas, who's just left the starting area in 9th position. But we stay focused on the front as Lej, Marinovic and Salomo await their start time. This climb up the hill, and believe it or not, as they come back inside, the leaders, those at the back, Roberto Micheli and Andras Gal, haven't yet started. Gal still in the waiting arena as Rocha comes back inside the arena. Gal is still waiting to start. That will be painful for the Hungarian as Gal makes it in between the obstacles and coming up the back straight. 2 turns before they visit the range for the first time. And this is where the overtakes can happen. But Rocha has got out to a great start.
Well, Rocha and Bavenzi started off at the same time, but as Rocha really extending his lead here, it all comes down to the first shooting series. What does Rocha have in store?
So we see the green lights and the caption on the left-hand side. Rocha, 3 out of 5. Bavenzi now off the mark and gets his 2nd and 3rd pretty quickly. And Rocha out. The Frenchman still leads. Bavenzi just struggling with that 5th target. And Mohammed could catch him up here. He is going to catch him up. Bavenzi, though, out of the range. Mohammed also out of the range, and he's closed the gap there with a shoot of 12.76. Hume on his final target also comes out in 4th. He's got to pace himself here, but look at Mutas Mohammed in 3rd place, hunting down the Italian already.
You can really see the shifting in gears here from the Egyptian athlete. He is storming through the field, and it's just the 2nd running lap.
I think he's thinking, I don't need to sweep up Bavenzi. He's worried about that man in front of him now, Rocha. Rocha has got a lead, but Look at the effort the Egyptian is putting in here. He doesn't just want to get into the lead. He wants to blow the field apart here. Hume in the background, coming up the straight along the river, does look like he's holding a sensible pace here. He's not trying to stay with Mumtaz Mohammed. He thinks that the world title perhaps is out of reach, but a place on the podium is up for grabs if he's strategic with his run.
Yeah, it is still early days here with the second running lap. Really tactical and great head mindset from Hume. But it's further up in the pack. We see Boris and Lucas just catching up to Hume. So we have Rashad still in the lead here, followed by Mohammed and the Italian sitting on that bronze medal position.
So Rashad is out front. Bavenzi coming around the back straight for the final couple of bends for him before he goes into the range. But coming into the range already, the leader, Mathis Rashad, takes a breath. Mumtaz Mohammed comes in second place behind him. The shoot's so important for Rashad here because we know how good Mohammed is. And we get the target of Rashad. He's got 5th target to hit. He gets it. He gets out. Mohammed now on 4. Mohammed comes out. A sub-10 second shoot from the Egyptian. Bavenzi, though, still struggling. 3 out of 5. Hume joins him in the range, but Boris and Lukesh are in there as well, and this could be an overtake here of Hume. Hume could be in trouble here. Lukesh is having a great shoot here, but out front, Mumtaz Mohammed of Egypt has moved into second place. I said, do you think he'll be out in the lead after the second visit to the range? He didn't quite make it, but a couple of 100 yards down the road, it is Mumtaz Mohammed, the favourite for the world title here, who's moved out front, and he is powering ahead. Where does he get the energy?
You can really see he's not letting go. He is that athlete who will never back down when it comes to the laser run. But I must add, Bavenzi had a 6-second shoot in the shooting range and an 8-second shoot for Lukesh. Lukesh in 4th position. There's going to be a fight for bronze medal.
Well, Mumtaz Mohammed is leaving the rest of the field for dirt. He is pounding the pavement outside as he comes back inside the arena here. It's not a question of, well, whether he's going to win. That is, if he doesn't blow up, of course. He doesn't want to use too much energy, but we've seen him go out this hard time and time again. Rosha has taken the sensible move and not trying to stay with him, but he's not fallen too far behind the Frenchman.
No, Mohammed, he is in a race of his own. But Rashad, comfortable on that second place so far. Athletes making their way for their 3rd shooting series.
This is incredible from Mohammed. He is in the range again. 5 targets to hit, and we get his target. He misses the first 2, gets the 3rd. Needs to settle himself, all going a little right at the moment. Rashad could have a chance here to catch him. Mohammed on 3 now, seems to have got his eye in. Rashad just behind, and Mohammed nails shots 4 and 5. Rashad coming out as Lukesh enters the range here. Lukesh needs another good shoot.
Lukesh moved up into 3rd position, overtakes Bavenzi, the Italian. Where is Bavenzi?
And where is Hume? Hume's been dropped as well. He's just come into the range himself. Hume needs a good shoot. Will Hume overtake Bavenzi? Lukesh is going to come out, and Hume comes out with a 9.95 shoot. Amazing stuff from the Brit.
Incredible from Hume, but it seems like Lukesh is just picking up the pace now on this 4th running lap.
Rashad staying in sight. There is Hume chasing down Lukesh. The man in 3rd place from Czechia looks solid.
Well, keep an eye out for Kowalczyk, the Ukrainian, who started off in 10th position with a 53-second handy time. He has now moved into 5th place. Will he be threatening Hume and Lukesh?
Oh, he could well be. Now, at the front, Mohammed's just opened the gap to Rashad. Lukesh, 26 seconds behind. Mohammed has really put in a huge effort to build this lead. Will it mean it's a comfortable lap of honour with the final lap? He's got one more visit to the range to come. He'd start to see Rochard just getting a little leggy. He's starting to roll those shoulders just a little bit in the run. That's the effort he's putting in as the bell goes. One more visit to the range. One more lap of 600 metres to go. Mutas Mohammed goes for targets. He hits the first. Oh, it's a big wide miss for him with the second. Gets to third and fourth though, and a fifth. Oh, a stunning shoot. Under 10 seconds is always good. Rochard will feel the pressure of Lukesh breathing down his shoulder, coming into the range here. Hume not too far behind, but Rochard gets out. The Frenchman is clear of Lukesh. He just needs to dig deep for the final 600 metres. Hume's coming into the range. Lukesh struggling on this final shoot. Hume's got a chance if he can steady his nerves. Lukesh is out. He does steady himself. And now he's sprinting. He is trying to get this, but the man out front, he is running down Riverside here. This is a lap of honour. Second man just coming into sight, 30-odd metres behind. What a run this is from Mutas Mohammed. The crowd is waiting for the Egyptian. Coronas gets a cheer in the crowd. But here, hunting down the silver medal position is Matej Lukas from Czechia. He is pounding down. Hume is also going for it. A big slip on the bend, the tight bend at the end there for the man sitting in fourth place. But Lukas coming around. This is a big climb. The man leading it, the man deemed to be the world title holder, is having a final lap on his own inside the arena. Mutas Mohammed of Egypt has got one more bend to go before he comes into the home straight. The world title is in the Egyptian's hands as he crosses the line here in Kaunas. The king in waiting has finally been crowned here in Lithuania. It was a terrific paced run from Mathis Rochard of France, who's going to come across the line for the silver medal in the World Championships. Incredible stuff as Matej Lukas comes around the final tight bend, and he can't believe it. A world bronze medal from the man from Czechia as he crosses the line. It was a terrifically paced run from the man from Great Britain as he comes over the line in fourth place. What an amazing finish for him. And it was an incredible finish from Balázs Sepp to come through in fifth place. Oh, what a way to finish the season. The Italian coming over the line with the other two Ukrainians. Absolutely thrilling stuff at the end of this World Championships. We see the rest of the field coming over the line, but the man in waiting for the world title, Mutas Mohammed, has crossed the line, 16 seconds clear of silver medalist Mathis Rochard. And the bronze medal going to Matej Lukas. James Hume there on the right-hand side, just missing out on the podium, 9 seconds behind as the final athletes come over the line. Rawinowicz of Poland finishing in 17th, and Paul Salomo, after superb obstacles, drops down to 18th. Big climbs from Sepp, Kowalczyk, Fleureau and Michele in the middle of the pack. What a way to take the world title and the silver medal. Man, Rochard being congratulated by his teammates Boris and Fleureau. Fleureau finishing 7th, and Boris finishing 12th. But that is the king of modern pentathlon. He started in third, and everyone knew that was going to be a big issue. Fleurot and Bavenzi starting together at the beginning of the concluding laser run. 16 seconds behind. Mutas Mohammed came out in third place. It was such a well-paced run from the Frenchman, but it was the visits to the range that really solidified his chances of staying in the medal hunt. Rochard leading the way after the first shoot, but by the end of the second shoot, 150 meters down into the run on the third lap, Mutas Mohammed had already climbed to second and had dropped Bavenzi. Rochard got out after that second shoot first, but barely 150 meters down the line, Mutas Mohammed took to the front, and he did not let off at all. The pace of his run, no one could keep up with. And by the time they got to the range for the third time, Mutas Mohammed was out before Rochard got in. Then the man coming into play, Mate Lukas, showed his way, his consistency. The headband comes off for the final 600-meter sprint as Mutas Mohammed crossed the line miles ahead of everybody else in the field to claim the world crown here in Kaunas, Lithuania. And he was celebrating with, well, he was celebrating with 600 meters to go, to be fair, but he really was able to put on a bit of a smile inside the range. It was a fabulous silver medal for Mathis Rochard from France, a Frenchman, absolutely storming to the silver medal and leaping over the line. Unbelievable in his mind. Mate Lukas getting the bronze medal here at the World Championships. And what emotion pouring out from the man from Czechia. Unbelievable scenes here at the venue. And Mutas Mohammed has enough energy left in the tank to leap up and high five his coaching team. So for confirmation's sake, here are the final standings. Mutas Mohammed of Egypt is the new world champion of modern pentathlon. A brilliant silver medal for the Frenchman, Mathis Rochard, and Mate Lukas collecting the bronze for Czechia. James Chu just out of the running after a well-paced laser run. In the middle of the pack, the other two Frenchmen, Fleurot finishing 7th and Boris in 12th place. The two Ukrainians, 9th and 10th, Popov and Sich. Michele finishing 8th. It was 11th place for Titas Peronas on home soil. And then the bottom of the order, Bavenzi, Lay, Shaban, Ravinovic, Salomo and Gal. And it looks like we are ready to talk to the medalists. Let's go down and join Alida van der Merwe.
Mate, it was a hard-earned finish and a hard-earned bronze medal. How does it feel winning a second podium finish this season?
Yeah, this is a much better finish than Egypt. Today I can enjoy this whole arena with this crowd. It was amazing, and I don't have much more because just amazing.
Well, you really came alive in the laser run. When was this the moment, in which part of the laser run did you realize you could get a medal?
I think after third shooting, I can realize that I have a comfortable pillow on my back to James Hulme, I think. But I still only focus to shooting because my shooting is not good always, so every time. So, and it happened. I don't believe bronze medal in World Championship. Wow.
Yeah, no, amazing. I mean, you had an 8-second shoot in one. You had an 8-second shoot in one of the series, and that was incredible. I think that was a brilliant moment. But now, here's the time to send a message back home. Your friends and family watching. Here we go.
Tak děkuju, už to od minule trošku umím, takže já děkuju všem svým trenérům, Kubovi, Vaškovi a všem ostatním, Saše, všem mým parťákům, a teďka slyším sám sebe, to je hrozný, ale hlavně mému tátovi, který se doufám na to kouká, a tati, tohle pro tebe. Díky.
Well, thank you very much. And there you have it, your bronze medalist today at the Senior World Championships.
Thank you.
DK, indeed, Mate Lukesh from Czechia. Now pointing out that his shoot is not always his best, but he had a sub-9 second visit to the range. That is stunning. We're ready to talk to the man who perhaps paced himself the best out of the field. He finished in the silver medal position. It's Mathis Rochard with a leader.
Mathis, congratulations. You are the silver medalist at today's Senior World Champion. In what moment of the competition, from the fencing obstacle to the swimming, did you realize you could get a medal?
I don't know what to say because it was like a dream for me today. Like all the different disciplines went so well. Fencing, obstacle, swimming, I felt good, and I think it was one of the best shooting of my life. And that's it.
Excellent stuff. And lastly, you have friends and family watching back home. You have supporters in the crowd. What is one message that you can send to them? You can say it in French, and just to say thank you for their support.
Competing here in Kaunas was absolute fire. I didn't expect so much people to see to come and watch our little sport, and it's so much emotion with a lot of French people who came here for the event, and I know my family is watching from Tahiti, so I'm so happy. When they will wake up, they will know I'm second at the World Championship.
Excellent stuff. And lastly, to finish off, how will you be celebrating the silver medal and the season finale?
To celebrate this medal, I think I will join my family to Tahiti and enjoy the beaches and everything, coconut. And I would like to thank also my sponsor, Simmons & Simmons, and the French Federation, and everybody supporting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once again.
Marvellous stuff there from Mathis Rochard. Oh, I'm a little jealous. He's going to Tahiti to join his family. Fabulous. What a way to celebrate silver medal at the World Championship. And he did. He shot so well, but it was the pace of the laser run for me that got him that medal. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the Frenchman. Well, the crowd wait for the award ceremony here in the South Gidis Arena. But before we get to the award ceremony, let's have a chat with the new world champion.
Well, Muertas, we have to stop meeting like this. Every time I meet you, you win a new title, junior world champion, World Cup medalist, and now senior world champion. How does it feel with this third crown behind your name?
So I hope we can always meet again so I can get a medal. It's feels great to win again. 3 gold medals in a row. It's super amazing. It required a lot of hard work with my team, family, friends. It was all worth it. You know, all the pain, all the hard work. It's like an ease right now.
Brilliant stuff. And in today's final, you had a brilliant fencing performance, a lot better from the semi-final. What did you do different in today's fencing performance from the semi-final?
So it's not about just the semi-final. As I said before, it required like a season of hard work. I always lost my first match in the round 16 in junior in the World Cup final, but today I was in the top 4 in the fencing, so it was amazing. It required a lot of hard work, and I made it.
Brilliant stuff. And I mean, you have an amazing crowd here supporting you. I'm sure you have a few words you'd like to say to them and to your family and friends watching back home.
So first, I'm grateful for all the crowd here. It's amazing that all of these people are coming to watch Modern Pentathlon, supporting us as athletes. So thank you guys. And I want to say alhamdulillah for my achievements. I want to say thank you to my family, my coaches, my friends. Being here with you, with all your support, it's sensational. I'm very happy.
Well, thank you very much, Murtaz. You're such a joy to watch competing, and congratulations, you are the new senior world champion.
Raw emotion. Says it all, doesn't it? Absolutely brilliant stuff. The new world champion just holding back the tears there. Interesting that the gold and silver medalists thrilled, overwhelmed by the support for the sport here in Lithuania. You've got to say, the local organising committee here in Kaunas have done an incredible job. The arena, I'm not going to say it's full, but it is an amazing crowd here. And, well, that is Roshar, called Modern Pentathlon our little sport. Well, I don't think it's little anymore. It's getting coverage all around the globe, and a semi-packed stadium here in Kaunas, usually blessed with high-level skill of basketball, have been blessed with the very top athletes in the world in modern pentathlon, and they've turned out in numbers to see the new version of the sport that has taken the world by storm. Well, coming up very shortly, we will have an award ceremony for the men's competition. And don't stray too far away, because we're less than 2 hours away from the start of coverage of the Women's World Championship final. Well, down in the crowd here, one of the biggest names in the sport from Lithuania, Laura Asadauskaitė, getting interview for the home crowd. You see it just down at the bottom of the screen, just over the word pentathlon, being interviewed there, Daskaitė. I'd love to be able to tell you what Laura Asadauskaitė is saying, but I'm afraid my Lithuanian is not very good at all. I've just about learnt to say thank you. But this is part of the presentation efforts that have gone in by the Lithuanian organising committee to keep the crowd in here. They brought out a superstar of world sport from Lithuania herself to entertain with her stories of being involved in the sport and in being involved in this competition itself as well, because you can have no doubt in your mind that Laura Asadauskaitė has been integral part of the organising committee here, giving advice on how to present this sport in the best way. And the new presentation of the finals in 1 hour and 45 minutes is spectacular. The obstacles caused some controversy as we left the equestrian element of the sport behind, but it's proven to be something very, very special. I'm not quite sure the UIPM are done with the obstacles yet. I think they may be making more changes on the road to Los Angeles 2028 and the Olympic Games. But dashing back up to the commentary box from interviews with the medalists, it is Alida van der Merwe. Alida, I've got one question for you now you've caught your breath. I thought it was fascinating that Matis Roshar and to some extent Amatas Mohammed referred to pentathlon as a little sport. It is no longer a little sport, is it?
Well, certainly not anymore. And I mean, just being down there, just hearing the crowd go wild for them, and just, you know, the atmosphere that we have now with the sport is incredible. And I think it's the new face of the sport, it's the new era, and it's just amazing. It's amazing for the athletes, it's amazing for everyone, and yeah.
Well, incredible stuff from the man deemed to win the world title, and here he is. This was his final ascent to the title. A little bit of highlights of his laser run. So I asked you the question at the beginning, would he make it out of the second visit to the range in first place? He didn't quite, but then this.
Maybe he was being a bit kind. But no, I mean, I've said it again. It's really just such a pleasure to watch him. I mean, given that he has such a strong laser run, you could see he had the lead. He just didn't give up.
And you talked about this, he just knows nothing other than just giving it the full beans all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, if he was perhaps maybe starting in 18th, he would still have that fighting power in his laser run. But I mean, also let's talk about Matej Lukáš. I mean, he's been so consistent with his performances across all the disciplines. We saw it again in the World Cup final in Alexandria, where he started around about 6th or 5th position, and he climbed his way to a silver medal.
But yeah, I agree absolutely, and a great run from Matej as well in second place for Rochard from France. But Murtas Mohammed was the king in waiting, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he's about to go through his coronation here as well, as we turn our attention to the medal ceremonies here in the Zagiris Arena. The indoor arena has provided a fantastic backdrop for these superstars coming out to collect their World Championship medals. The man from Czechia, Matej Lukáš. What a performance from him, especially in the range. Silver medal at the 2025 World Cup final, and he now gets a bronze medal at the World Championships. And there is Laura Asadauskaite with the flowers. Matej Lukáš from Czechia with the bronze medal here in Kaunas at the World Championships. Beautifully paced run in the laser run, but he talked about his prowess across all 5 disciplines. It's taken him to second place in the silver medal for Mathis Rochard of France. France celebrate with Mathis Rochard with a silver medal, and his prize, as well as the medal, is a trip to Tahiti.
Representing Egypt, Murtas Mohammed.
The king in waiting, no more. Murtas Mohammed came here with a favourites tag on his back, and he has delivered. The 2025 World Champion receiving his medal from Prince Albert of Monaco, a member of the International Olympic Committee. Murtas Mohammed, crowned world champion by royal decree of Prince Albert. But a season's long work has taken him to this world title. A huge moment at the beginning of what promises to be an illustrious career. bittersweet, this moment. Sweet for the podium medalists. Lukesh of Czechia with bronze. Atis Rochard, France with the silver. And the new world champion from Egypt, Moutas Mohammed, end the season on the podium. World title going to the Egyptian. And what an honour to have the Crown Prince of Monaco, Prince Albert, out to present the world champion with his medal. Not to mention Laura Hasadowski.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay on the podium. Gentlemen, please go back on the podium. We got a special
Well,
surprise for you.
the individuals pose for their photos here at the World's Championships, but we do have one more ceremony to come. Very shortly, the teams will be coming out for their medals.
And dedication. Yes, you're getting paid. Congratulations for your remarkable achievements and a well-earned paycheck. Thank you, gentlemen.
Apdovanojimus pradėsime su komandomis. Pasilikite arenoje ir palaikykime stipriausias pasaulyje komandas, kurios šiandien kovojo Kaune vykstančiame pasaulio šiuolaikinės penkiakovės čempionate.
Well, photos done here for the individuals, and we're just awaiting the herding of the teams for their medal presentation. So it's pretty competitive out here. Plenty of teams with 3 members collecting points, and it's the combination of the points from the individuals that come together. Well, you get a really good look here of the layout of the venue, and this venue's not done just yet, because coming up in around 45 minutes we'll start a whole new challenge for the world title as the women who made it through the semi-finals, 18 of them will line up to contest the final World Pentathlon Championship podium medals for those finishing in the top 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for the World Championship team events. Please welcome our medalists and presenters.
So out come the top 3 teams. Combination of the points gained through the competition for the teams.
In third place and winners of the bronze medal, representing Egypt, Moutas Mohammed, Mohammed Shaban, and Hassan Mohammed.
Egypt collecting the team bronze medal in the men's division. Sergei Bubka presenting the medals, former Olympic athletics medalist. IOC member now, and Egypt though with the medals, and Moutas Mohammed, Mohammed Shaban and Mohammed Hassan. Pretty decent result for a bronze medal, given that Mohammed Hassan didn't make the final.
Representing Ukraine, Yuri Kovalchuk, Daniel C.
All three of the Ukrainians did make the final, though, and performed beautifully. Yuri Kovalchuk, Danilo Sic and Roman Popov collecting the team silver medal in the men's competition here at the World Championships.
Representing France, Matthias Rochat, Hugo Fleureau, and Leo Boré.
Fabulous performance from the French trio to take the men's team gold medal here at the UIPM 2025 Pentathlon World Championships. Leo Boris, Hugo Fleureau and Mathis Rochat getting their medals from the Crown Prince of Monaco, Prince Albert. So France on top of the podium in the men's team competition from Ukraine. Egypt collecting the bronze medal.
Please stand if you can for the national anthem of France.
The French team then crowned the Team World Champions here at the Pentathlon World Championships in Kaunas, Lithuania in 2025. France with gold, Ukraine with the silver medal, and Egypt with the bronze medal. Posing for the all-important photos before a well-earned rest for the athletes. Men's division, the World Championships, the season culminating here in Lithuania with the world individual and team medals handed out in the men's competition. Well, there we have it. The men's World Championships in Modern Pentathlon 2025 is done. Mutas Muhammad taking the title here in Kaunas, Lithuania. There's more to come from the season because in just over an hour and a half, we'll be back for the women's final. Thanks for joining us so far. We'll see you in about 90 minutes' time.